For more than 30 years, she has served as the starting point for millions of Americans' coffee rituals. She embodies the lively, ethereal, sexy queen of morning shows. Kelly Ripa has shown an incredible amount of poise in raising her children, switching careers, and dealing with the public eye. She exemplifies the concept of being well organized. Imagine, then, if the picture-perfect energy that we witness at 9 in the morning was merely that, a picture. What if, hidden beneath that dazzling grin, she was battling an internal demon that nearly crushed her? Kelly Ripa hit a mental and physical health crises that could have destroyed her life for a long time. It was a secret she battled tooth and nail to keep hidden, something that happened behind the scenes at a television studio. The narrative of Kelly Ripa's breakdown and subsequent rebuilding is an uplifting tale of strength that we should everyone hear. Thus today we are not revealing details for the sake of gossip, but to inspire. Upon first joining Regs Philbin, Kelly She stepped onto the largest platform in daytime TV, filling famous shoes, and became a soap opera star in an instant. She would regularly dance in them while wearing 5-inch heels, and it wasn't just for show. Those of us who have kept up with her career have looked up to her as a type of superwoman. She embodied the realistic parent with the unending stamina and washboard abs. Due to her persuasiveness, we fell for the deception. We beheld the lightning-fast wit and flawlessly tousled blonde hair. Over the course of several decades, we failed to notice the alarm clock consistently going off at 4:30 in the morning. The weight of a live broadcast, knowing that a single gaffe would make headlines across the country in an instant, was invisible to us. Kelly worked hard to project an air of carefree elegance. Everyone knows that the most difficult task is sometimes the most effortless. She gave the impression that she wasn't even trying as she ran a marathon at the speed of a sprinter. However, physical bodies keep score, and Kelly's was going to send the invoice. The show must go on is a toxic statement, and Kelly Ripa experienced it firsthand for 2 decades. Live Wire, her latest and profoundly illuminating memoir, and her podcast's more reflective moments hint to the physiological effects of that prolonged stress. It wasn't like a single catastrophic illness appeared out of nowhere. The medical disaster unfolded slowly, triggered by long-term stress that went untreated. Envision the adrenaline rush you'd feel if your whole existence was a performance arc. In the moments leading up to the red light, Kelly has confessed to experiencing crippling anxiety. Regardless of what was going on in her personal life, her job demanded 100% positive energy, and she spoke about the physical exhaustion of balancing 3 growing children, a high-profile marriage to Mark Consuelos, and their often long-distance filming schedules. She was always trying to decide whether to fight or flee. It was like her body was begging for a break and a reset. Daytime television, however, was inoperable. Fearing the world might crumble if she cracked a smile, she felt imprisoned in a golden cage she had constructed for herself. Once the fissures became visibly apparent, the public couldn't turn a blind eye. The 2016 headlines are still fresh in everyone's mind. Kelly was caught unaware that Michael Strahan was departing live. She was portrayed by the media as a diva having a tantrum. Now that we know more, though, I don't think that was a tantrum. It was a serious medical emergency. A severe breach of trust in the high-stakes setting she had devoted her life to caused her to physically and emotionally collapse. She wasn't trying to exert any kind of strategic control by skipping work. That was an act of self-defense. In a nutshell, her body was saying, "No more." A personal conflict became a public issue because of the incident. Things was the tangible result of persistently keeping things together over the years. She couldn't help but smile despite the physiological response caused by the stress of that moment, which included feelings of being unappreciated, unprotected, and publicly humiliated by the network executives she had put her trust in. The national television audience witnessed the Energizer Bunny's battery dying at that very time. Contrary to popular belief, that was far from the end of her ordeal. The unseen struggle against her own evolving biology was only just starting. Kelly maintained ship stability for a long time following the Strahan incident. When Ryan's Secret came on, the two hit it off. Laughter ensued. A fresh, unavoidable crisis, however, was developing behind the scenes. One that Hollywood rarely discusses openly but which millions of women in their 50s know all too well. the menopause. At this point, Kelly's narrative takes an exceptionally courageous turn to an individual who has